To grow, seeds need to be nourished. For the past 100 years, the seeds of faith sown in the Archdiocese of Regina have been nurtured by generations of people living the Word of God. Giving can change people's lives more than you can imagine, to bring us a harvest of hope for the future.
We've been focusing a lot of attention on developing stewardship in our diocese. Stewardship is a beautiful expression of our love for God, His Church, and one another.
Hi, I'm Mike McDonald, Catechetical Coordinator for the Archdiocese of Regina. Archbishop Daniel Bowen often mentions the hope that is expressed in the diocesan pastoral plan that every child in every parish have access to some kind of ongoing faith formation. That's the basic role of the catechetical department. And we do that especially through assisting catechists and parishes in training, resources, and support for all the faith formation efforts they have. This coming year, 2010-2011, the Archdiocese is moving forward with its plan to implement more fully the restoration of the sacraments of initiation in all parishes. We are most grateful to the hundreds of catechists in the Archdiocese that are involved in this effort, and none of these efforts would be taking place were it not for the support of the annual Archdiocesan Appeal.
Over the past 37 years, I have seen the incredible impact that Christian camping can have on the lives of our young people who attend our camps. There is just something special about getting kids out of their normal surroundings, away from the regular distractions like television, texting, internet, games, into a camping environment so that our kids can encounter God in a special way. Camps focus on developing mind, spirit, and body. Through the daily Eucharistic prayer celebrations, we help develop the spiritual awareness of our children. Their ability to work together through mutual sharing and self-sacrifice help develop their minds and hearts. The great financial support that the camps Lemieux, Monaghan, O'Neill, and Kenosee Boys and Girls Camp receive from the Archdiocesan Appeal helps to pay the bills so that we can continue to offer these experiences to our youth at an affordable rate. We must remember, it's not that God speaks louder at camps, it's that the children are in a position to hear the voice of God more clearly. And we want to make it possible for as many of our young people to attend and have this wonderful experience of God and fellowship at our wonderful camps.
The words vocation and calling are very seldom used today, especially when referring to a vocation or calling to the priesthood. The Archdiocese of Regina has 184 parishes, missions, chapels, and reserves. Currently, there are 82 full-time priests to serve them. There is about one priest for every 1,500 Catholics. Of the 105 priests, 22% are retired. Of the 82 priests in active service, more than half are international priests. This means the Archdiocese sponsors priests from other parts of the world to serve our people here in southern Saskatchewan. Sending a candidate to the seminary costs up to $35,000 a year. Roughly 4 or 5% of the money raised for the appeal goes to vocations. $43,000 is not enough to send 2 candidates to the seminary. Currently, we are preparing a Vietnamese aspirant for the seminary. but 4 other Canadian men have also signified their intention to become priests, and we need more funds to support their formation. I believe that throughout this Archdiocese, there are many people who will help us to foster a vocation.
I just want to say how much I really appreciate the work that goes in this diocese and the support that we receive from people through the appeal. Your prayerful support and your support when we meet you, it really means a lot. So thank you again, and hopefully I'll see you throughout the years as I'm around and God willing as a priest.
Let us give praise to God for the wonderful way we have been called to be a gift for others.
Catholics throughout our Archdiocese who find themselves needing the services of one of the hospitals in the Regina Coppell Health Region often need the support of a Catholic health care chaplain. Today's chaplains are dedicated lay people employed by the Archdiocese. Their salaries are funded by the annual appeal. They give special attention to the patient's spiritual and emotional concerns. They also give moral support to the families of those in need, especially the terminally ill. Here is one story.
When my father was no longer able to live independently, he made his home at the Veterans Unit at the Wascana Rehabilitation Center in Regina. And like many seniors who have lost their independence, my father found the adjustment difficult. Dad received good physical care, and social programming was available to him, and he sometimes participated, but often chose to remain alone in his room. The Catholic chaplain began to visit Dad and spent time listening to his stories and praying with him. Dad learned to say the Lord's Prayer again, and over time he was more settled and at peace with himself and his surroundings. Upon Dad's last admission to the Pasco Hospital, he lay dying surrounded by his family. The Catholic chaplain at the Pasco Hospital also visited Dad, held his hand and prayed with him, and what could have been a troubling death was peaceful. A blessing for Dad, and I can also say for our family. I'm convinced that the chaplains made a big difference in Dad's last few years. You know, I just assumed that the health region covered the salaries of the chaplains, never realizing these dollars came from the Archdiocesan appeal. People from around the Archdiocese have either themselves been treated at one of these facilities, or they know of a family member or friend who has. And your contribution to the Archdiocesan appeal will help continue this important health ministry.
The Archdiocesan chaplains and the priests who work with them are assisted by many, many volunteers. Thanks to you and the Archdiocesan appeal, we are all here to help.
We have just finished celebrating 100 years of living our faith as a diocesan church here in Saskatchewan. Now we are entering into our second century with a focus, a purpose, and a vision. When I visit my family in the Maritimes, my friends ask me sometimes, "Do you like it in Saskatchewan?" And I tell them, yes, I like it in Saskatchewan. I find that there's a great similarity between the people in the Maritimes and the people here in this province. Both are a people who are closely connected to the land. They are also people who have had to face severe challenges and difficulties, so they learn to help each other and to rely upon each other. In this I see a way of trying to live the commandment that Jesus gave us, that we are to love one another as He has loved us. Almost 2 years ago, we put into place a pastoral plan for the diocese. As a result of the vision quest, we learned that there are many needs in our diocese. A need to make our faith stronger, a need to be better witnesses of our faith to those around us, a need to strengthen our faith. So I'm inviting you to set out with me, your Archbishop, on this journey of implementing this vision. I invite you to walk with me and to share with me the challenges of bringing this vision to its fruition. We have already implemented stewardship in our diocese as a way of living our faith, which will make our parish communities stronger as we share our time and our talents and our treasure to make the Church's work possible and more effective in our communities. We have also published revised guidelines for our pastoral councils, so that our pastoral councils will know who they are and what their purpose is in the Church, so that they may become more effective in the life of our parishes. However, to make the vision of our pastoral plan a reality, the good works, the offices, and the groups that are funded by the Archdiocesan Appeal need to be able to do their work and carry out their ministry. We need to learn how to evangelize, how to reach out to people who are searching for God in their lives, especially to Catholics who have drifted away from their faith and their Church. So will you walk with me on this journey of faith and renewal? Will you also consider in that light giving to the Archdiocesan Appeal? For this will give us the funds that we need to make this vision a reality. I make this request with the confidence that we will all continue this tradition of helping each other by sharing the gifts that God has given to us. I am confident that you will do this with great generosity. If you haven't given to the Appeal yet, I invite you to make this year your first. This is really about sharing the gifts that God has given to us, our time, our treasure, and our talent, so that God's will may be done and that God's kingdom may come. Thank you. And I pray that God will bless each of us as we make this commitment to the future.